Okay, it's like basically the end of the day. I meant to start this vlog like earlier, obviously, but I was just so tired again because it's like Monday and I hate Mondays because of school. I'm in my second week of winter term right now. I had 3 classes today. Tomorrow I only have 1 class, so hopefully I can get some reading in. I've really been into reading on my Kindle lately, so I got a book on here called The Will of the Many by James Islington. I read the synopsis of this one and it sounded interesting, but the thing is I would explain the book to you guys, but I completely forget what the synopsis was about, so I'm basically diving into this book completely blind. I still also need to finish The Answer Is No by Frederick Bachman. I started that one last week if you guys saw my video, but I don't know if I'm going to read that this week. I also have The Sunshine Court on here by Nora Sakovic because it was 99 cents. I have the physical book too. It's just, again, I've been really into reading on this thing. I also have Strange the Dreamer right here because it was on sale for a while. I think this will be potentially my last free week until like a bunch of assignments and tests start flooding in. So I'm gonna read as much as possible this week, hopefully. I know The Will of the Many is like a really big book. I just don't know how big because obviously I got it on my Kindle. I might be switching books later on, but I'm enjoying this one so far. I think the magic system is based off of like, I don't even know. They just keep calling whatever their magic is will. Then there's this thing called the hierarchy and an old kingdom called Katanan or something. Katanan. I should really search it up before I permanently say these things on video, but whatever. I've also been looking forward to reading The Sunshine Court. The thing is, I've been avoiding that one for a while, if you guys know me, but hopefully I can read that this week. Strange the Dreamer, I probably won't read this week. I'm not really in the mood to read that one, but I did read a synopsis of that one too. Completely forgot what it was about, but it sounded interesting at the time. I've also been looking into like other books that could potentially be similar to Mosheng Tongshu books because last week I finished the Heaven Officials Blessing series. Loved it. One of my favorite series now. I do have 2 more Mosheng Tongshu series to read. It's just insurance in a way, you know? Like once I'm finished reading all of Mosheng Tongshu's books, I'm gonna feel like so empty. I'm gonna have nothing to read pretty much, at least in my head sort of thing, you know? Like once you finish something, you feel like you don't want to read anything else sort of thing. So I've been kind of trying to in advance find like similar Chinese BL novels that are similar to Mosheng Tongshu's. I've sort of found some that I'm interested in, but I'm also kind of hesitant because you never know with like Chinese translated into English books. Like you don't know how accurate it is, how like good the English translation is. Like you don't know if the English translation is doing like the Chinese writing justice sort of thing. Oh my god, I have this one friend who also read the Heaven Officials Blessing series like a long time ago. She's read all of Mosheng Tongshu's books and we've just been talking about Heaven Officials Blessing ever since I finished it. So good. I'm not gonna shut up about that book for a while, so really sorry about that, but also at the same time not that sorry. Anyways, The Will of the Many by James Islington. I was talking about that. I can't even remember what this main character's name is. It's like Viz or Vise, V-I-S. I don't know if that's like a short name of something. I don't think that's the guy's actual name. I think it's a fake name he's using. I could also be wrong about a lot of these names. Katanans or Katanans might not be the old kingdom. It might be the new kingdom. I also want to try out some Kindle Unlimited books because I've read some, but it's mostly like short stories like The Worst Wingman Ever by Abby Jimenez and then The Exception to the Rule by Christina Lauren. Those ones are both on Kindle Unlimited. I think those are the only 2 Kindle Unlimited books I've read so far, other than The Answer Is No by Frederick Bachman, but I haven't finished that one. The only thing I know about that book is the man's life got ruined by a frying pan somehow. It sounds really stupid when I say it that way, but I swear to god that's how the book worded it. I have been staring at some Kindle Unlimited books. Like there are some of those like Chinese novels that I was talking about and the first book is on Kindle Unlimited, so if I ever want to try those series out I can read the first books on here. Then there's also like the ones by the popular authors like Christina Becker Ritchie, Elle Kennedy, and then Liz Tomford. Oh, the Sword of Kaigan's on here. Oh, I've been meaning to read this one too because I heard somewhere this is similar to Avatar The Last Airbender or something. Don't know if I'm going to read this one this week because I'm already reading a heavy fantasy book, but definitely interested in that one. Oh my god, this one isn't on Kindle Unlimited, but my friend was telling me about this one, The Husky and His White Cat Shizun, I think is what it's called, because I was like talking to her and I was asking like, have you found anything similar to Mosheng Tongshu's books since you've read all of them? And she's like, I've tried. I've read this one series called The Husky and His White Cat, and she told me it was like the wildest plot ever. Like she was just describing this book. Can't really remember what she told me, but she said something about a love triangle and how there was like a lot of trigger warnings in this book. As I was listening to her, I was just like, what is this book? But it's just like, I've been searching online too. Other people have also been comparing it, so maybe it's like similar in some ways, but not like 100% obviously, because it sounded wild when she was talking about it. There's also this one series called The Guardian series, I think. I don't know if it's like reincarnation, but that one also looked really interesting. It's about like these 2 men who meet. I think one is like, I don't know, he works for some secret organization and then the other one's a teacher. They meet one day, but then it's like they kind of have a feeling they've met before already, but not in that specific life, like another lifetime. So that one seemed really interesting to me just because of that. But I also hope it's slow burn because I prefer slow burn romances over everything else. Oh my god, did anyone else hear that The Housemaid was getting turned into like, I think it was a show or a movie or something, and Sydney Sweeney's in it? Wasn't expecting that whatsoever because I've never read The Housemaid before, but I've always had like this certain image of it for some reason. Did not expect Sydney Sweeney to be a part of it. Definitely interested though. I'm probably gonna read the series eventually. I don't know, I haven't been in a mystery mood lately. The last time I was in a mystery mood, I think I read None Shall Sleep by Ellie Marney or something. That was a while ago though. Oh my god, Binding 13's on here. I forgot. I've only read book 1 and then half of book 2 of the Binding 13 series. I liked book 1, then I tried reading book 2, but then I just figured out that the whole entire book was about Johnny and Shannon like being together, and normally I don't really like reading about couples who are together, so I decided to put it down at the time. But I am, I think, 50% of the way through that book, so definitely going to continue it eventually because I do want to read like the other books in the series. Dark Rise by C.S. Picot's in here. I've only read one other of C.S. Picot's series, and I think it was, what was that Prince novel called? I think it was like a trilogy, and then there was like a short stories called The Summer Palace. Captive Prince. It was called Captive Prince. That story was wild. It was entertaining, but it was so wild. I have been wanting to read another C.S. Picot book though, and Dark Rise is on Kindle Unlimited. Oh my god, I've been talking for 13 minutes. Okay, I need to go take a shower because it's like 10:20 right now. I need to wake up at 8 o'clock tomorrow. But yeah, I'm probably gonna read some more of The Will of the Many tonight. So yeah, I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so the next day, it's like almost 12 right now. I just finished my last class for today, which ended at around 11. So still pretty early in the day. Normally I'm not up this early, so I thought I could read more of The Will of the Many by James Islington. I don't know if I'm gonna switch books, but it seems pretty interesting to me right now, so I'm gonna continue. I also thought I might go somewhere by myself because I haven't done that in a while. Also, while I still have semi-free time, I may as well just go out and do stuff. Sorry, I'm just really busy eating this fudgesicle. I don't really know what I wanted to talk about before, but I just wanted to start filming. Nothing much has happened in The Will of the Many. It's been a while since I read like a sort of heavy fantasy book, so I have been needing to like go back to a couple pages and like remember some things. The names I can't really remember. I'm sure I'll get used to it as I continue reading. I also heavily spoiled myself because I wanted to see if there was like a romance in this book, because it's not like a romance fantasy. I prefer fantasy with a little bit of romance in it. So I searched it up to see if there was a romance in this book, and there is. I don't know when it's coming. I also didn't expect this book to have like an academic setting because apparently the main character is supposed to go like to an academy undercover because there's some secrets he needs to figure out. Again, I can't really remember what was in that synopsis. I read it, can't remember it. Anyways, this is kind of melting, so I'm gonna stop talking now. I got a bit further in, not that much. This book is like ginormous. Oh, something interesting did happen though. Our main character kind of fights in like this underground ring, I guess. There was also this girl that was kind of introduced. I'm like very curious about her. I'm like wondering if she's the main love interest. But anyways, our main character got into this like really big fight with this guy who's like higher ranked than him. The higher you're ranked in this world, the more magic power you have, sort of thing. Our main character got into a fight with someone who's higher ranked than him, but the thing is our main character kind of has like all these secret abilities that no one knows about. The guy who he was fighting against ticked him off, and so our main character Viz kind of heavily beat him up when he wasn't supposed to. He was supposed to purposely lose this fight because like if someone who's lower ranked beats someone who's a bit higher ranked, then it kind of starts like this whole thing, you know. It was really exciting though. Like it was the first big event that kind of happened in this book. I don't know if it's like going to be a catalyst for anything. I did mention before he's supposed to go to some sort of academy to spy on someone or something, right? I don't know when that happens. I'm like waiting for that to happen because I just want the academic setting. I also want to see who the love interest is. I also have to edit a video today for tomorrow. Tomorrow's Thursday, today's Wednesday. Normally my videos go up around 12 a.m. in the morning on Thursdays, so I'm gonna have to edit that today. It's 10:40 a.m. My next class is at 12 p.m. but I have to eat lunch before I go, so I'll probably see you guys later. Okay, it's actually already the next day. It's almost 10 p.m. right now. I feel like I didn't do much today. I wrote some notes for class and that's pretty much it. I'm 21% into The Will of the Many by James Islington. It is really good, but I think my brain is like mush right now because I just finished an 8-book long series. Some things just aren't computing. I think I do get the magic system now though, sort of, and how like the ranking system works. There are like little categories I'm still very confused about, but I don't think those really matter. Our main character got adopted by like a guy who's very high up in the ranks, sort of, and so now he's going through some sort of training arc to prepare himself for the academy. Also, I went to a bookstore today and I didn't realize how big this book was because obviously I'm reading it on my thin Kindle. I wanted to see what the book looked like in person, so I went to go look for it in the bookstore, and this thing's like 600 to 700 pages, which I wasn't expecting whatsoever. Like I was just wondering the entire time I was reading this, why is the percentage bar hardly moving? And then I see the book in person and I'm just like, oh my god, this is such like a chunky book. Yeah, I definitely don't think I was smart in choosing this considering I just finished like such a long series and this book is ginormous. So I did kind of take a break in between and I finished Frederick Bachman's short story. I think it's called The Answer Is No. That thing was only like I think 64 pages or something. I rated it a 3 out of 5. It like wasn't the worst obviously, but definitely not going to be a memorable book to me, although I did really like Frederick Bachman's writing writing, so it's like convincing me to read his other books, considering I have like 3 up there you guys can't see. I don't know, it was just a short story, but it was enjoyable in its own way. I just didn't become very attached to the characters, and also I found everyone around the main character to be sort of annoying, except for like 2 other characters who we like kind of got to know, but other than that, everyone else just seemed annoying to me. Only way I can describe this book is it's an introvert's nightmare sort of thing. But yeah, anyways, I think I'm gonna continue reading my book, or I might switch to the Sunshine Court actually. I don't know, but I am really liking this. It's just, I really don't think this is good timing for me to read like a really heavy fantasy book. I know this is gonna be so good though, because I've heard like other reviews and stuff, and I've seen other reviews and people have loved this book. I haven't seen like 1 bad review so far. I'm just wondering how long this series is gonna be, because I didn't realize this was like the first book to come out and that it came out like so recently. I found out he wrote the like Canius trilogy, I think is what it's called. That one's a trilogy, but people keep saying he's planning on making this series like potentially 5 books. If I'm being completely honest, the only reason I started this book was for the subplot romance, because I searched up online before I started reading whether this had a subplot romance or not. The girl I thought before was the love interest isn't actually the love interest, it's someone else, and I think we've met her already. It was only like very briefly, but I do kind of like her. She seems very sunshiny. I don't know if I want to read any other books right now besides this book and the Sunshine Court. Oh my god, okay, so Abby Jimenez is releasing another short story. I really liked her other short story. This one is called The Fall Risk. I don't really know what this one's about. I think I read the synopsis like once and then I completely forgot. I'm also really looking forward to her other book that's coming out this year, Say You'll Remember Me. I don't know, we'll see which book I like continue reading or start reading, but I have to go take a shower, so I'll probably see you guys tomorrow, considering it is like 10 p.m. right now. Alright, it is the next day. I'm aware I've been wearing the same clothes for the past 3 days. Anyways, I think I'm 28% to the will of the many. It's turned off right now. I'm too lazy to turn it on. I don't think I've mentioned that our guy kind of has like this secret identity as the prince of some old kingdom that got taken over by the Republic. He wants to get revenge on the Republic for killing his parents, and then there's also this rebellion group, which is pretty typical in a fantasy book. So far, he's refused to join them. We have like interacted with them quite a bit, but he still refuses to join them because he doesn't like the way they fight against the Republic and everything, how they're like so violent and stuff and kill people. We still haven't seen the main love interest again. We've only seen her once. I think I know who it is because I searched it up earlier. I'm not 100% sure it's her, but I have a pretty good feeling because the way they interacted, there was a vibe going on, you know? We don't know too much about our main character's life and like the past. Things just keep getting revealed as you read the book. I just really want him to attend the academy at this point. He's like still training and like kind of scheming by himself. Also, I can't really pinpoint this guy's personality other than the fact that he sometimes has anger issues when his past comes up. I don't know, we'll see. I don't dislike the main character, I just don't have any specific attachment towards him right now. But yeah, I'm gonna continue reading this. I'll probably update you guys either later tonight or probably tomorrow. Tomorrow we have to go to my brother's soccer game. I might also start studying this weekend because on the 31st I have a midterm. Also on the 27th I have a quiz. Today's the 17th, so I still have quite a bit of time, but still I kind of just want to do that so I don't stress myself out by the time the test comes. But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Okay, still the same day. It's 10 p.m. I'm at 35% of The Will of the Many by James Islington. I'm now at part 2. Okay, things got really interesting. So near like, I think it was around the 30% mark, there was like this entertainment show games thingy going on, and our main character went to that. There was like a bunch of killing involved, but then like the leader of the rebellion showed up and like people started exploding everywhere. And I don't mean like they threw bombs to explode the people. I mean like the people were exploding from inside out because of like magic or whatever. It was really interesting. I think it was the most exciting part of the book so far. I'm not gonna lie, I did zone out for like part of it. I think this fantasy book is like really messing up my brain, but I'm not 100% sure if the people were actually exploding. That's the way I imagined it in my head, because suddenly all the people were just gone and there was a bunch of blood everywhere. So that's the way I'm gonna imagine it. Okay, in part 2, I think our main character is heading to the academy. This academy kind of works the same way as like the actual hierarchy works, like the ranking system. And so he's starting out at the lowest class. As he improves, he'll move up classes. So he starts at class 7, and I believe the highest class would be class 1, obviously. Also, I think I'm getting used to our main character. I think I was afraid before that he would be like too one-dimensional, that we would only see him being like angry and him only wanting revenge and stuff, but he's actually a pretty well-rounded character. I definitely like him a lot more than I did in the beginning. I feel like some of his lines are like very relatable, and also I like him bonding with his new sort of adoptive family, I guess. Technically he hasn't bonded with his actual adoptive family, he's more like bonded with the servants around him, but it was still cute. I like those moments. For a split second I thought another girl was going to be the main love interest. We've just been getting introduced to all these characters, and yet I haven't seen the one who I actually think is the main love interest appear a second time. She's only appeared once in this book. I thought for like a split second that it was another person who was the main love interest, but no, I don't think so. I think she was just there for like a split second appearance and then she's just gone now. I don't know, again, we'll see. We haven't even gone to the academy yet. He's just traveling there. Also, our main character saved thousands of people from dying, so now he's like known as this hero sort of. Yeah, I don't know, a lot has happened. I don't really know how to explain it without like spoiling anything, but yeah, I think that's gonna be all for tonight. I need to go to my brother's soccer game. game, and that's in like 9 hours. I need to wake up at 7 tomorrow. The game's at 8:45, so I'm gonna go get ready to go to sleep, but I'll probably see you guys again tomorrow, and I'll definitely read more of this book tonight. I'm enjoying it a lot more than I thought I would. I always forget how much I love like world building in fantasy books. I don't know why I like it. I just love the description of worlds for some reason if the writing is really good. But yeah, again, sorry, I keep getting distracted. I'll probably see you guys tomorrow. Okay, so I didn't read any more last night, but I am planning on reading more now because a bunch of our plans just got canceled. I stopped in between a chapter yesterday. What are these even called? Like the in-between chapter sort of thing? I'm really looking forward to the academy setting though. Like I've been waiting for this for a while. For anyone who's curious, he goes to the academy around 35%. Might have to take this book with me into the next week. So you guys will hopefully see me finishing this. I'm enjoying it though. Like it's really good. I like the writing in this. This is the first time I've read a James Islington book. Depending on how I feel after finishing this first book, there's a good chance I might read the second book when it comes out. Don't know when it comes out though. I think it was like 2025 or 2026. I feel like it would take him a while to write each and every single book. I'm gonna continue reading. I'll probably see you guys a bit later. Okay, it is actually the next day today. It's almost 10 p.m. Never mind, it is 10 p.m. but I didn't end up reading anything yesterday. I don't know why. I really felt like reading yesterday and then I just never ended up doing it. I procrastinated a lot. It's really hard for me to start doing something for some reason. I read quite a bit today. I'm at 47%. Okay, the academy part is like so good. It's moving a lot faster now. I don't think I fully went into depth about why he's going to the academy. So basically his adoptive father, I searched up the name before pronouncing this, okay? So if I say it wrong, I'm really sorry, but blame it on the internet if I'm wrong. So his adoptive father is named Ilkiskor. I don't know, apparently the name's Latin or something. And in this world, there are also these like smaller factions within like these rankings. So there's religion, military, and then I can't remember the third one. I think the third one's like governance or something like that. The two main ones right now are religion and military. Ilkiskor is part of military. He's like very high ranked in the military too. And he wanted to adopt a son because he wants to put a student in the academy so they can spy for him, because Ilkiskor is kind of suspecting the principal of this school to be somehow involved with his brother's death, and so he kind of wants to figure out how his brother died and everything, which is why he adopted Viz, and that's why Viz had to go through like all that training just to go to the academy. Okay, if I'm being completely honest here, I have no clue how this magic system works. Like I know they can suck will out of each other by using like sappers or whatever and like transferring will from one person to another sort of thing, but other than that, I don't really know what the will does. Still kind of confused on that, but the academy is definitely really interesting. When our main character showed up, he kind of got into this fight. Definitely didn't help his circumstances whatsoever. Also, I've definitely warmed up to the main character. I like him a lot more now, especially because he kind of reminds me of Neil from the Foxhole Court for some reason, because he knows like a bunch of languages. He has like all these secrets, a hidden past, and in a way he's kind of on the run. Yeah, I don't know. Comparing him to Neil really helped me warm up to him. We're getting introduced to a lot more side characters too. I like Calidus, I think his name is. I'm so confused on how to pronounce most of these names. The love interest Emisa. I like her. It's just I don't know if I like the romance between them quite yet because it happened quite fast. Like they kind of just met up and they sort of have a crush on each other now. Like it's an innocent high school sort of crush. I keep forgetting they're 17 in this book. Like it's crazy. Or at least the main character is 17. I don't know the age of the characters around him, but I'm guessing most of them are around his age. I think this is the first time I've read an adult fantasy book and the main character was like around teenage age. Like sure, I've read adult fantasy books and they had characters that are like the age of 18 or something, but the age of 17 where they're still like a teenager, it's like throwing me off. Anyways, our main character found a room full of dead bodies, which was interesting to read about. I feel like I wanted to say some other things, but it always like slips my mind whenever I turn the camera on. I do like the mystery elements of this book though. Like I wasn't expecting it for some reason. It's kind of like, I guess, a murder mystery mixed in with a fantasy book because we're trying to figure out how his adoptive father's brother died. I do like the friendships he's kind of made, like with Emisa and then Calidus. Calidus is really comforting, I guess, because Viz didn't make the best first impression on his first day of school and now everyone kind of hates him and they're very wary of him and they're avoiding him now, but like Calidus is the only one that'll talk to him. He's the only one he eats lunch with and stuff, and I like the conversations they have. I think Calidus is like kind of hiding something about why he's so low ranked in this school because he's so smart. Like he's such a bookworm and I love him. And I did mention before that there are like these rankings in the school. Our main character started out in the 7th. He's in the 6th class now, but the teacher is kind of preventing him from advancing. I kind of want to get to know a bit more Emisa's friend group because they were kind of shown near the beginning of the book when Viz first showed up in the city or capital or whatever this is called, but we haven't fully gotten to know them. We've only sort of gotten to know Emisa. I mean, they've talked for a bit, but that was when Viz is doing his little punishment. It's kind of like detention. Oh, there's also this other kid named, is his name Aiden? Eidhin or something. Yeah, that guy speaks the dead language also like Viz, so I kind of hope they form this friendship. Oh, also, I forgot to tell you guys, so I kind of did something today, and before anyone says anything, I had gift cards. I may have went out and bought all 5 books in the Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation series. They're like so pretty. Like look at them. I can't wait to read about them. They already look so good on these covers. covers. I don't know how much of this was adapted in the actual anime. I know the anime ended. It's just I don't know how much got cut out because I think the anime only had like 2 seasons or something. So I'm really looking forward to this. I'm probably not gonna read it next week. You guys will see me reading next week too because I want to film myself finishing The Will of the Many by James Islington. The Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation, I don't know when I'm gonna start. It might be during February 17th, which is our reading week, which is a week-long break we get because I have tests coming up. I might not start The Grandmaster of Demonic Cultivation anytime soon, but maybe like a month later. All 5 books were there, and most of the time when I go to find Moshing Tongshu books, you guys obviously know I went hunting for the Heaven Official's Blessing series. So since all 5 books were there and I had gift cards, I'm just like, why not? I may as well just get all of them now, especially because we have a GST break in Canada right now, but that ends February 14th or something. So saving as much money as I can right now. Anyways, I think this marks the end of the week. Today's Sunday, right? Yes, okay, today's Sunday, so it is the end of the week. I have school tomorrow. I need to go get ready to go to sleep. So I'll probably see you guys in the next video. Hopefully I can finish The Will of the Many next week, but tests might get in the way. I will be studying. But yeah, I think that's gonna be all. The total page count will be in this corner. Yep, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!